welcome to TECHASPIRANTS. We are back with a new season of our podcast series. We have exciting things lined up, so stay tuned. I am here, Sresha Shetty, your host, the chairperson of CSI UMIT, Computer Society of India, and I have my co-host here, Prajakta Valavalkar, the co-chairperson and chief editor of CSI UMIT. So, the topic for today's podcast is Startup in College and Power of Networking. And we have a speaker, Swapnil Singh, to guide us through the podcast. So, I would start with can you tell us a little about yourself? Can you introduce yourself a little?
Thanks, guys. Thanks for inviting me. So I am Swapnil J. Singh. So I started Blotic basically in 2021. This was my first venture. Like I came to college in the second year. I started this. So back in time, there was only the Web3 was very new in India, and there were really lot of resources available in the internet about Web3. So we started Blotic, and then this was my first thing in Web3. And after winter school, then I started another venture, like which very few people know. Like we built a Telegram payment layer. So this is all like what I did. We can go in deep, my about my pieces if you guys want the later part of the podcast.
Okay. So, as we have seen on your LinkedIn, you have achieved a lot. So, can you share a little more about, like in detail, about your startup experience?
Okay, so basically, I started Blotic in 2021. So basically, at that time, Web3 was very new, as I just told. So we started with a community. So the community, the main focus was just to educate people about Web3. So this is back in 2021. The Web3 atmosphere in India was very different back then. Like when we started, there was only one super team DAO which was done by Tanna, but you guys must be knowing about Tanna, but
Yeah.
the YouTuber. So he started that super team DAO, and like after 3 4 months, we started. So main goal was to expand it in India and make a powerful community where people can learn about Web3 and mutually grow in this space. So basically, me and my co-founder we are from the same college. So we met one day, like as you guys are in some societies, so we were also in the same society. So we met there, and we was randomly chatting about Web3. So then, we thought that we are having the same interest, and let's do something in Web3 space. So then we started that this Blotic. So we expanded this. So it was like basically connecting different colleges. So we used to open college college societies in different colleges. So this was what we were doing back then. And then we introduced a community platform where the our students or the community members can just it was like a education platform. It was where you can earn bounties with what I mean is that you can perform some task, maybe a blog writing or something, and earn something, some kind of token or something like that. And it was like a reward mechanism where you will be rewarded on every proof of work you show on the platform. You'll get some coins, etc., which will be showcased on your profile. So this is what we did in Blotic. So in Blotic, I got a lot of connection in the Web3 space, like you name it, and like we must be having some connection in any of the chain. So this is what I gained in Blotic. And then last year in December, this time only, I went to Aptos Winter School. So in Aptos Winter School, it was like 60 students were studied from all over India. So it was in IT Bombay. So it was like a fellowship. So we need to, there were 60 students. We were asked to form team of 3 people and built a MVP. MVP is like a minimum viable product, like a basic product, whatever you can think, and gain users, and then pitch on the demo day to gain funding. So from there, I started another venture, Kulfi. quality finance. So you may not find it anywhere because we did not list it. So it was basically a payment automation layer on Telegram. In Telegram, there are many groups that are paid. So, and there is no automation. They provide QR code and they make people enter the group and then ask them to leave. They remove the 30 days or maybe the whatever the subscription is. So we automated that layer. We like now it was like a Netflix subscription kind of thing, both in crypto and INR. So we did that for a few months, months, and then we shifted into something else. And about my startup career experiences, like one more thing, like in back in COVID times, like this was my first venture, like me and my childhood to sell Google Form tests. Like Google Form was very new back in that time.
Wow.
So very few people knew about like in the starting of the COVID. So everything was shut down. Google Form just came. So many people did not knew. So we just made our website on Google site. But at that time, we were in first year. Like, we just entered college, so we didn't know about anything about coding. So we just figured out how to build a Google site. So very simple. We built that. We built some mock tests, and then started selling it to different coaching. Then we called our professors back. Like so, we used to take tuitions in 11, 12, and we started selling them Google Form tests. So that I started like way back. So from there, I think I started the startup journey. Then now it is just going. Let's see how I'll
That
go.
Google form thing was quite smart. That's something that never, I think nobody would have thought.
Yeah, like that time, like what happened? Like we were just surfing on YouTube and we found something Google Form. So we thought like, what is this? And like that time, Zoom came. So everyone was teaching, like giving lectures Zoom call. But there was no way to take tests and like nobody knew Google Forms. So we found a gap, like, yeah, that nobody knew. And like, we are the tech pros, so let's do it. And then we started it. And so we did it back then. And then we closed as like, then the pandemic, like the first wave came to an end. And then the Google Form was also like very widely used and we shut that down. So,
Okay, moving on to our next question. Many of our listeners are students or early stage professionals looking to break into
mhm.
tech. So, can you simplify the concept of Web3 for our audience?
Okay, sure, sure. So basically, Web3, before going to Web3, I just wanted to make you understand what is the difference between Web1, Web2, and Web3. So if you consider Web1, Web1 was like a single entity who is controlling what you see. Like just take an example of Cartoon Network. You all must have seen like Cartoon Network in just our childhood days, like Tom and Jerry, etc. So there, one person who controlling what you see, like they'll have their timing for different shows. So it was controlled by them. That whatever you see, you just open it. Every time you just see us at a particular time a single cartoon or something like that. So they were controlling it. So this was Web1. Now coming into Web 2, what was Web 2? Take example of Facebook. Now Facebook is controlled by one person, like the Facebook company. But now you can interact in Facebook. You can comment. You can post your photos. You post your videos. You can chat. So now you can interact. This was Web 2. In Web 2, you were not able to interact. It was just a one-way communication. Now it's a two-way communication. Like you can interact, etc. But the data is controlled by the company Facebook. Everything you do is controlled by Facebook company. If they just want to close the company, from the next day you are not able to run Facebook. All your chats are gone. Everything is gone. All your chats are controlled by them, right? So this was Web 2. Now came Web 3. Web 3 is like a concept where the control is not with a single entity, it is decentralized. Basically, now there is, for example, crypto. If you know about Bitcoin, so it is not controlled by a single entity. Like if I am the founder of Bitcoin, I cannot just randomly close all the transaction, etc. It is controlled by several different nodes. who come into consensus. Consensus, with consensus, I just mean, just take an example, like they vote, and if 50%, 51% vote agrees, then anything can happen in layman terms. So it is not controlled by a single person, it is controlled by multiple people in that network. So this is the power of Web3, that nothing is being controlled by a single person, right? And like
Yeah.
Web3 basically is like the foundation layer of Web3 is blockchain technology. And everything like in Web3 is around blockchain technology. So blockchain, what does blockchain technology provides? It provides decentralization. Basically, your data, for example, if you if we are on a right now we are on Zoom call. Okay. So right now Zoom is having a server in that company which is having all these data. Now in Web3 we are having Huddle. Huddle is just a simple is a same platform like Zoom, but all the data is not contained in a single server. It is distributed across network. Like you can also, in layman terms, give your PC or laptop as a storage device for their network and can participate in it. I'm just saying in layman terms. Like if you go into technicalities, it is a bit difficult, but yeah, this is in layman terms. And right now in Web3, you are getting ownership uh, in the network. Like you can vote, like if you want anything, if you see particular thing wrong, etc., etc. So you are having a say in the network. Otherwise, in the if you consider the case of Facebook, everything is controlled by a single person or a group of person, 5, 6 people in the Facebook company. They can just launch new features. They can shut every feature, etc. But here you are having the say to do something in the network. And another thing is that blockchain is immutable, like it cannot be changed. For example, if a transaction happens, it is very difficult to change that transaction. So it's a bit like I think I'm going a bit technical, but in the layman term, it is like basically the control is not with a single person, it is with different people. Yeah, I hope I answered the question
Yeah,
correctly.
I
Yeah.
think everybody will understand because it was like from the start. Like anybody
Yeah,
who from the first years to the last years, everybody I think understood the concept.
yeah. Perfect, perfect.
So let's move on. When starting Blotic, were there
Yeah.
any moments when you doubted the potential of Web3? And if so, how did you push past those doubts?
Yeah, like doubts, I'll say like particularly in Web3 plus every day we doubt ourselves in a startup journey. Like it's like this kind of phase. And particularly in Web3, like when we started, it was bull market. So basically, there's two market, bull market and bear market. So in the stocks also same. So in bull market, every crypto is going this way. In bear market, it's going this way. So we started in bull market, and then suddenly, like in the next year, 2022, I guess, the market crashed, and like the funding drained, and the projects that were giving funding to people like the community like us, they also stopped giving fundings. And then, so that was a very tough time. That time, many people who entered the bull market in Web3 left Web3 and gone like, yeah, this was just a scam and kind of thing. But like we believed in the foundation of Web3, like because we did not started Blotic because of crypto. We started Blotic because we knew the technology is the foundation is blockchain, and we believed in blockchain technology as a technology perspective, and crypto is just an application of blockchain. So we knew that thing, so we stayed here. And also like in November, like in 2022, I guess FTX collapsed. So FTX collapsed, meaning like the company just collapsed, and it affected the crypto market very like worse. It was worse at that time. Like we were doing an event like, and the budget was narrowed down to like more than 90%. and we just we booked everything and it narrowed it down. Like it was very hectic that time, but yeah, we survived that thing. And like bear market was very difficult for many people, like especially when we were starting. Like we started in 2021, but the main growth phase came in 2022. So at that time, bear market came and it was funding was very like dry, like nobody was giving funding at that time. So also the products that were made at that time was like very user specific. Like if you're not getting funding, then you will you'll have to hustle and you will need to make product that that will be used by the people. Otherwise, if you get the funding, you may just be diverted to just grow. So that time, many company that is still here, many companies just went down, but some companies are still here. So they sustained. So we just believed in blockchain technology and we just like, let's do it. And then like that only we did. It's not like a rocket science. It was just like me and my co-founder sitting there and just discussing like what to do. We doubted many things, and at different phase we doubted many of our abilities also, but we thought that let's do it anyhow, we'll just manage. So we made plans for 6 months, like what to do and how to gain users. Like we were not thinking about funding or something like that. We just thought like within 6 months we'll just gain this much of user base, and then maybe bull market will also come, or maybe not bull market, the market will just start opening, and then we can just go into the market. But just let's keep our heads down for 6 months and just try building. So then we started building the platform, and we launched the platform in March, I guess March 15 or May 15, I guess we launched the platform. So yeah, that way like we pushed ourselves.
It was your determination that brought you here.
Yeah, you can say that like. But it's a very lot of thoughts comes like when you just do all these things.
Yeah.
So but it's just like what they say, survival in
Yeah.
certain words. Just you need to survive anyhow. You just think of it how to survive and just survive there. So,
Okay, so the next question is how can a budding entrepreneur in the technical field come up with an idea to initiate a startup which is relevant to
mhm.
their core domain skills?
Okay, so firstly, how can they come up with an idea? And the second question was like in the particular skill set.
Relevant to their core domain skills.
Okay, relevant to the core domain. So, firstly, getting a new idea, that is a question like a lot of people have, like many people have. So, like I was also having this thought a lot of time back then. So, what I understood, like we can just try finding different problems. Like it may be a cliche answer, but it is what it is. That we just need to find problems, like maybe just try to find it in your surroundings, or just go to different places, meet new people, then you may find it the problem. You can do different internships, like maybe any sector you like, you can just go and work with the people there. Maybe you just work for free, like just cold email them, or just meet people through events, etc., and just say that I want to work in this sector, I'm having this interest in this sector, I can do this. Just see like what value you can deliver to that company, and just start finding more problems. Like when you go to a company and start doing work, then you see the ground problems, from the problems from the ground level. So now you can judge like what are the problem faced by the users. Now you may be finding an idea like, yeah, I can build this. Otherwise, you can just go to hackathons. Hackathons, like I'll suggest all the people to go to hackathons, because in hackathons you're already having a list of problem statements from different companies. If you're having the problem statement, it means that they are facing those problems, and you are the perfect one to solve the problem. If you can solve the problem, they'll pay you, right? And if the problem is large enough, then you can build a startup out of it. So hackathons are also like great a way to go like in the beginning stage of the career. And be it the technical skills that you are having, like to be honest, if you want to start up, you'll learn in the way like any technical skills you need. Just consider the sector you like. You'll grow skills. Any skills that you need, you'll just now we are having AI tools and Google, so you can gain everything. Like when you are doing a startup, you're not just coding. Like I am from a CS background, so it was not like I was just coding and building products. I needed to do sales. I needed to do hire people. Like in the college, you are not having money. Right. So how can you hire people? There's no option. You just need to convince people that you are building something. It will you will be the person that you are asking for help will be benefited by it, and it is a long term thing. So you just need to convince. So convincing is the best art. Like what you can get, you can gain. So the technical skills part you can just learn whatever domain you choose. But saying that in a startup, being a founder, you are not just having one skill. You need to learn multiple skills, like at different point of time. And it would be just be like you need to solve a problem anyway. Like if it's a coding problem, you have to solve it. If it's a hiring problem, you have to solve it. If it is a sales problem, you build something, but you're not able to sell it, you have to learn it how to do things. But you have to do, nobody will come you and help you out in the initial stages. You have to do it all yourself. Just consider like how many people will you convince to sell your things. Firstly you need to sell your things to them, then they'll be convinced. So it's like that. So just go to different places, try meeting new people. And one more thing, like mostly in colleges, if you see the stats, whatever a college students build a startup is like a edtech kind of thing, like in the education sector. So if you just break it down, why does it happen? It just happens because we are just having the exposure in that field. Like we are learning like from since childhood, we are going to school, colleges, coaching, and then etc. So we are just having the exposure of education system. So everyone tries to build in that sector only because you're not having exposure of any other sector. That's why he told like you can do internship in different sector. For example, if it's a quick commerce, Blinkit, Zomato kind of thing, you can do an internship there and see like what are the problem they are facing. You can go to a fintech company and see like what is that, like get the exposure of a fintech company so that you can build something in that sense. So this is what I learned. Like I also started with the same kind of mindset, but in the meantime, like in the 4 years journey, like I learned like if I would be like 4 years back, I think firstly would go to different sectors and just learn new things, and then I'll dive into something. Yeah, that's all for this question. Like, I hope I answered the
Yeah,
question.
Shreya.
Yes, yes, you have.
So the next question is, what tips do you have for students who are hesitant about networking? So yeah, this is the last question.
Okay. So basically, the person who are hesitant about networking. So firstly, they need to understand your network is your net worth. So like in my case, in my journey also, like whatever I could have achieved was like mostly because of my network. And it was grown like automatically when you meet new people, you, you when you're building a startup, you're in a hustle mode. So you have to meet new people. And the person who are hesitant about networking, just go and try talking to people. Like for example, if you are a society, you may be inviting different guests offline. So you can just go and meet those people. Just in the when they are giving their speeches or giving their lecture, just try to note some point by which you can just ask a good question to them. You ask a question, anything, you try to get their telegram or email, etc. in that, like basically you'll just get 1 or 2 minutes of their time in that. So just try getting a way so that you can just elongate the conversation for the next time. You got their email, or maybe you get their phone number or Telegram ID, and then you start asking them questions after one after another. So just don't irritate them, but try asking good questions. And like what you can do is just tell what you guys are doing. Like what I used to do is like I just go to many events. Like we do events and I also go to events. So events are the best place to network. There are many events happening in Mumbai, Pune, etc. In the metro cities, it's happening every event. You can go to different events. You can meet new people. Just don't be shy. Like just go and ask silly questions. Just ask. If you need any help, just ask. Because the person whom you be asking for help, they must have asked help to several different people. So they will not do something to you. And especially I can say in the Web3 space, people are very cooperative. They'll definitely help you if you just ask for the help. And ask, you'll get the Telegram ID very easily. You get them their Twitter IDs, etc. And then whatever you do, like after 1 month, after a week, whatever, you just tell them that I'm doing this thing. Like for example, if you build a, just send them the link. Maybe they will not reply, but whatever proof of work you are doing, whatever you are doing, just keep sending these things to them to just maintain that long term relationship with them, so that they just remember, huh, this is one person who sent me this thing. So whenever like you'll just build a trust. Like what I used to do this thing, and like I can say that many people believes in me because of these things, like seeing my, like how I'm growing or something like that, my through my LinkedIn stories, LinkedIn posts, etc. So they believe in me, and like they give time to me. For example, there was a person in Polygon, like very high post person. So he gave me like time to come to visit to him on Sunday. So I asked him like, why did you give me time? So he just told that you guys are doing something good, and I can see the hustle. That's why I give you the time. So just show them that you're hustling and you are doing something, and they'll definitely respond whenever they'll have the time. Just don't expect them to respond, but just hope that they'll respond. Yeah.
Thank you for giving us
Surely.
time. It was really such enlightening things that you've told us. We would really want to know more, but this is all the time we have.
Yeah, perfect. No issue. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much, Swapnil, for sharing your valuable insights with us today. Your journey is truly inspiring, and I'm sure our audience has learned a lot from your experiences. So, to our listeners, if you found this episode helpful, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories and insightful conversations. Swapnil, any final words before we wrap up?
Yeah. Guys for inviting me, and like this is a great initiative. Like keep calling like new speakers. I'll also give you suggestions to like call some people whom I know who would just be a great fit for this initiative, and just keep doing it. It's very like
Yeah.
very good for the people who would listen to these things.
It was
Thank you, Swapnil.
a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Likewise.
And with that, we conclude today's episode. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.